Hello everybody and welcome to my March vlog garden update. Since February, my last post, my last little video, so much has changed in the garden. I'm particularly happy with this bed here, which we only planted last year, but if you look back to my video in February, the growth is so different. All the Brunnera have really come on now. They were just really small if you remember last time. I have a correction as well. This is actually called Mr. Morse, this white variety. The Heuchera obsidian that's planted throughout is also really starting to grow now. Last video I mentioned that our Lent lily, or a native narcissus that we planted, that had just started to flower, and you can see now it's actually just kind of going over, but then the thalia is kind of overtaking it now, and that's the kind of white multi-headed one that's coming out over the top. So I'm really pleased that we've kind of got that successional flowering. That's the first time I think I've really sort of achieved that with bulbs, so I'm really thrilled with that. I'll just do a little close-up on thalia for you. This one here, for example, gorgeous. And it's also got a lovely scent as well. So that's really exciting. Also, as you can see, the new growth on all the ferns. I think because this bed is right next to the house, it's got a lot of warmth, which means it's just really coming on a lot more than other parts of the garden. Even this bugle is starting to get its flowers. A juga, this is called. And so that's really exciting. So I'm really thrilled with actually how this bed looks now. Yeah, really exciting. Also did a lot of pruning this month, so you can see these hydrangeas. We've pruned these back, so we pruned back all the shrubs in the garden, and now you can see new growth starting to come on these, which is really cool. It's always a bit scary, isn't it, when you prune? But yeah, great. This is also something that's been done now, finished. This is the bin store. If you remember, I think last month it wasn't even painted yet fully, so I've painted it all and we planted into it, and we went for a creeping thyme, which I'm thrilled to say already has actually got new growth coming on it. When I bought these, they were looking really sort of straggly. The roots were there, so I was still a bit nervous though, because there was, you know, they look pretty dead on top, but I'm just thrilled. Like this one at the back here is looking lovely. So I'd read that actually they take a year to kind of establish, and then the following year they start creeping. But these are just going for it already. So I'm really, really pleased with that. We've done like a gritty kind of mulch on top. So I think that looks really smart, doesn't it? Really pleased with that. I also have already pruned the Natida that we planted last, when did we plant it? In around Christmas time, November last year. So unbelievably, this has already had one prune, and you can actually see where I've sort of tipped the ends. You can see all this new growth coming. So if you stand like at the edge of the path, you can actually see it's kind of starting to get into a head shape already, which is just so exciting. I had read it grows fast, which is why I bought it, but I didn't realize it would be, you know, I just didn't realize it would be growing that fast. Okay, so then this is another really exciting thing that's happened. If I show you the pots, you'll get an idea. All these pots. We planted all those plants this month, which is kind of crazy. But basically, you'll remember that this is a bed that we've created. And what we've done is we have a mixed border bed up there, but here we wanted to have like a herbaceous perennial bed, and we wanted to try and experiment with lots of colour, because that's something that we haven't done before. So also in the garden, Luke and I do everything together, but we thought it would be a nice idea to actually do something separately this time. So Luke's bed is here. You can't really see much at the moment because obviously all the plants are just coming into growth, but I can read you what he's planted. He's planted Thalictrum, Hewitt's Double, Persicaria, Bistorta Superba, Veronicastrum Erica, Campanula, Pritchard's variety, Astrantia, Ruby Star, Aquilegia, Ruby Port, and that's it. Yeah. So a nice selection, and he's kind of planted it in swathes. I'll have to come back in a couple of months to show you how it's looking. And then in my bed, I've just planted this literally today, which is really exciting. So if I just show you, this is a Carex, which I have never seen before, but it's just gorgeous. It's called Carex testaceae, Prairie Fire. It's a common name. It's got beautiful orange in it, and that's a Carex. And then we've got Crocosmia here, this swathe of Crocosmia Babylon, which has like a really fiery orangey red colour. Yeah, so my colours in this bed are green and red. And then at the front, I've got Sanguisorba Tanner. And then in this little kind of sweepy line thing going up through the bed, that's a grass called Japanese bloodgrass. And it's actually got really gorgeously red tipped and tinged foliage, which is beautiful. I think it's called, I wrote it down here for you, it's called it's called Imperata cylindrica Red Baron. That's the cultivar. And then at the top you can't see anything because there's no growth yet, but right at that top left corner I've planted Crocosmia lucifer, which will be nice and tall and have bright red flowers. And then the back right hand side I have got Persicaria Firetail, which gets quite big. So that's my selection. So grasses, Carex, herbaceous perennials, and yeah, so I'm quite pleased with how this looks. We've also planted this bed. Oh my gosh, I'm going to quickly run through what we planted in there for you. We've planted another Carex. This is called Everest, which is really beautiful. So I kind of like how it kind of mirrors the Carex in this bed, but it's just a different cultivar. So we've gone for like a matrix scheme where we've kind of got the same plants but dotted like a matrix effect. So we've gone, I showed you the Carex. So we then got some more Heuchera obsidian, which is what I've got planted in the bed I showed you at the beginning of the video. Then we've got this plant here, which is gorgeous. I've never planted it before. It's called Ceslaria autumnalis. It's called, I think its common name is like autumn moorgrass. We then gone for some more heart's tongue ferns, just for like different texture, which we love. We then gone for this, which is called Pulmonaria Sissingshurst White. So it has white flowers, and this is obviously just dotted through everywhere. I'll have to show you in a couple of months what it looks like, but it's got this gorgeous dotted leaves, which is beautiful. I think the silver kind of on the leaves will look lovely underneath the silver birch trunks. What else have we got in here? We've got two types of hosta. So we've got hosta halcyon, which I've also got in the bed by the house, which has beautiful kind of glaucous blue-green leaves. And then also hosta summit substance, which has kind of bright yellow-green leaves as well. So there are 3 new planting beds we've created, which is so exciting. In the ponds, you can see I've actually planted a lot of Iris pseudochorus, because I've read that actually that's really good for sort of combating algae growth in the pond, which we do suffer with. So we've planted loads of it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that pond, 3 in this pond, and then 2 really big ones in this pond. Also got lots of new growth in the pond. The grass starting to come up, you can see, and also the lily pads. You can see them there, down there, can't you? Starting to get going. Also in that one there. Also, what's really exciting is all this cool season grasses like this Calamagrostis overdam is already giving us so much joy. It's brilliant grass. It just gets going so early and stays up all year and just looks gorgeous. Also, star of the show this month has to be the cherry Kojo Nome. It's got these beautiful flowers, and now it's developing the foliage. It develops the foliage after the flowers, which is kind of interesting. I do prefer it with the foliage as well. But we've got 3 of these, so 2 in that bed and 1 in this bed, and it's just so beautiful. You can also see that we have bought a patio set for our patio, so this now makes much more sense. It's really lovely. It's from a company called Somerset Forge. They're made of stainless steel. They're really super heavy, so we hope they'll last us a lifetime. We've also got like a bistro set in the wall as well. I also have other exciting things to show you. The willow is coming back. beautiful willow. Foliage, it's just looking glorious, and it's kind of coming up all the way along, which I'm really excited for that to get going and give us some more privacy. What else is there to show you? I want to show you the rose, because this is really coming on since the last video I showed you. Look how big it is already. I just love it. I just love that foliage up against the pergola like that, and it's just going to be so exciting when we have the next layer in as well. But yeah, 2 layers, and even just with 1 layer last year we had so much flower, so that's just so exciting. I've also this month done a lot of stuff like kind of maintenance-y stuff, so I've put slow release fertilizer on all the plants, so I kind of dig around and add the little like granules around the roots. I've done that to basically all of the plants, which is exciting. Our sorbus tree is also coming into leaf now, which is so cool. Where can I get a nice picture for you? Here's a nice leaf. Is that in focus? Yeah. So that's gorgeous, because it only actually became sexually mature a few years ago. So now that it's had flowers for like a year or so, this year it's come back, and every single bud has a flower on it, which is just so cool. It's going to be festooned with flowers. Gosh, there's just so much to show you. It's so exciting. The standard, as you can see, is also bursting into life, and all the foxgloves that Luke grew from seed have really grown up so much since last month. I've already told you this, but yeah, we've done pruned all the shrubs, and they've all got new growth on them now, which is really exciting. Also, our ornamental pear tree, which is just so lovely. This has developed its blossom already. Let me show you the blossom, which is just gorgeous. So that's lovely. That's just done that this month, which is really exciting. One more thing to show you through the secret seating area. Need to tidy this up. This is actually furniture from the same collection of our new patio set. We bought this about 3 years ago, so it kind of weathers really nicely as well. This hydrangea petiolaris has developed its foliage, which is just so beautiful, really like leathery, vibrant green, and you can see also it's getting its flower buds. This is quite a slow growing plant, but it's really starting to get going now, which is great. I'm actually going to train in this top bit more laterally across there so that it sends out lots of new buds. I'm going to do that soon. So I think that is everything to show you for now. I've probably forgotten things, but I hope you thought that was interesting, and yeah, take care, bye.